Hi and welcome to another episode on Andy Robinson RC. Cheers for joining us on the channel again. And today we have this rather cool Voodoo van. It's based on a Tamiya lunchbox and Montero chassis and with some Hornet parts as well. So yes, this was made and built by Swift RC. It's another one of Mark's builds. And it wanted something to run that was, fitted in with the class, but looked a bit different in our Grasshopper and Hornet class, beam axle class that we run at Blackpool and Fylde Radio Control Car Club. So, Mark was running a Grasshopper, but decided he wanted to do something a bit different. And we also have another fella that races who has a green lunchbox. And I think he was inspired to do something similar but different. So, and here you have it. This is it. It is the Voodoo van. Now, the body shell on this, it replicates obviously a Tamiya lunchbox one, but this is made by Kamtec. And if I think on, I'll put the link where you can get one of these from. And it is based on the Parma lunchbox body that they made originally. Out of Lexan instead, or polycarbonate, instead of the hard plastic ABS body you get with the Tamiya lunchbox kit. Anyway, so there we go, and obviously Mark has put some alternative decals as well. It's obviously got these similar stripes down the side that you'd find on Vanessa's lunchbox, and but this is called the Voodoo van, so there's a Voodoo doll and a nail through the Voodoo doll decal, and you've got some other racing sort of ones there like NGK, STP, Fake Arm and other such things. So yes, so it's a smart looking vehicle. We're going to whip the body shell off and we'll have a closer look inside. Now sensibly I took the pins out first because I've got to try and do this one-handed. There we go. Should not be beaten. Okay, so here it is. This is the chassis for the vehicle. Now, as you can see, it very much looks like a lunchbox chassis because essentially that's what it is. However, they use this configuration on the Tamiya Montero or Pero as it's also known. So if you flip the vehicle on its side, you can see that it's missing. If it was a lunchbox, it's missing the battery retainer unit underneath the chassis. I can balance it in a minute. Point. There you go. So usually the battery would run down the centre here on the lunchbox, and it'd have a plate across there. And then obviously to clear this, it would have the lunchbox wheels and tyres on, where these ones have been taken from a Subaru Brat, which is cool, and obviously gives it that lower look. Now on the rear end, again, it's standard transmission, because the idea is you use all standard parts for the class, only permitted upgrades of bearings. Now Mark's gone with Hornet shocks on this, but I think after running it last Wednesday, I think he's going to revert back to pumpkin shocks on it, or lunchbox pumpkin shocks. Okay, so now also as well, I mean, it's running a I think it's the Hobby Wing or the Quick Run. Is it a 1080 ESC, this one, which is a bit more programmable than the 1060, although you can't do anything mess with it for the class at all. It's got to be plug in and go. On and off switch there, and that's the MRT transponder. If you're racing, you need that in. And we've got the servo. You can see it's just, I think it's, let's have a look. Yeah, it's just a, I think, I can't remember what kg it is now, but just a digital Metal Gear servo. Seems absolutely fine. I think it's, and then you've got the Servo Saver down there. And now what Mark has done, because usually if you're running the vehicle, you put your battery in the back there, where that sort of tray shape is, and it would help the vehicle wheelie, because that is the idea of the kit. Now, obviously, if you're going to attempt to race this in a class, then you don't want it to really wheelie as much, because if you're running around with like the likes of grasshoppers and super dragons and things like that, they don't wheelie. Well, certainly nowhere near as much as this would, because the weight's different in the chassis. So, Mark put in 3 different straps. You've got one at the back there, one here, and one here. And Mark is running like a saddle pack lipo in the vehicle, so you can just place where you put your batteries in, and it'll alter the weight distribution, I suppose. Because and these, because of the handling characteristics of these, you do need a bit more weight over at the front. So I think Mark found out that the battery best sit there across the middle and over the top of the servo. So yeah, the only other non-standard parts I would say really that are not really a performance enhancer, but they do save the body mounts from snapping, is you've got these alloy body posts there, which you can pick up off like eBay. Other than that, standard silver can 540 motor with bearings throughout. It's on a 2.4 gig radio. I mean, we've got a little, there you go, the normal sort of like grasshopper-y hornet friction shocks on the front. And obviously the wheelie bar. But I would say, like we said, you've got the Subaru Brat wheels and tyres as well. Now this does look rather cool going around the track, and at some point we'll attempt to get some footage and we'll share it with you guys. But yeah, again, with always anything that Mark's builds, it's a quality build, and yeah, it works really well. I'll just show you again the body shell. Again, I like the attention to detail. So it's sort of been painted in black and pink, and then backed in silver, and then just where the body posts go, we've got these nice foam pads to stop the body, you know, wobbling around on the chassis. But yeah, it does what it's intended, which is cool, and that's to race in the Blackpool & Filed Radio Control Car Club Grasshopper Hornet Beam Axle class. So there you go. Right, I hope you liked that video, guys. Again, if you want to see more RC content, then please do consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell, and giving us a like. And we will see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.